Okay, I just wanted to do a quick update to this video because a couple of things have changed and I forgot to do a couple of things in the original video, and a couple of things have moved on since. So yeah, I wanted to do a quick update. So this is the extended version, your 12-inch if you collect records. So this is the 12-inch remix of the original live broadcast with some extra content added in for those, and some updates. So we're talking about Knightdom. The first thing that I forgot was I wanted to show you how beautiful they are and how they look in a gallery. I also wanted to actually say here, if any projects are out there and they'd like a gallery set up for them, I'm more than happy to do it. I'm an avid collector, so if you want to share one of your NFTs with me, I'd be more than happy to set you up a gallery or something like that. But yeah, let's have a look at Knightdom. So yeah, do follow us on Twitter, and obviously like and subscribe in terms of YouTube if you like what we're doing. So let's just have a little look here a second. So this is just spatial, and I've set up a gallery of knights here, and I think you'll agree the artwork is pretty impressive. You know, I mean, it's amazing, and these are even, you know, they're not that big an image. So I do like these galleries in spatial. You can set them up quite easily, allow people to come in here, use it as a marketing tool, whatever, or just a meeting space. So we'll just have a look at a few more here. I think you'll agree probably is the best artwork on Solana overall. If not, it's certainly up there. So as you can see, you can just move around the gallery and you can do loads of things, but I think you'd agree it's really amazing art. Welcome to episode 2 of NFT Talk. So it's only the second time we've done this, and apologies, I've had my COVID booster jab today, so my head is a little bit fuzzy at the moment, but I've really wanted to do this for a couple of days because I wanted to talk about this project, Knightdom, do a little bit of review of where we are, where we've got to so far. Personally, I think it is the best art I've seen on Solana, or it's certainly top 5%. And it's really interesting in the sense that this project have created the art in 3D renders and then made the 2D versions as well. So that's really intriguing as to what they could do next. So just to give a bit of context, these talks are about you know, yeah, totally. I've been inspired into the NFT space by Gary Vee and his passion for NFTs. I'm an avid fan of the Nifty Alpha, and I'd advise you to join their Discord and get on their whitelist because those guys are going to do a project. So we're a bit of a poor person's version of the Nifty Alpha, possibly. They talk about amazing top-end projects, and I like to talk about projects that are accessible for people to get into this space and start playing around. So what we're going to do is we're going to do project reviews, tips and tricks, onboarding information, and get some projects in for AMAs as well. So it's not just me speaking, it would be a lot easier. And overall, I really want to make this space better. I want to make it safer. I want to get rid of the bad actors. I want to stop the rugs. Solana's had a bad couple of weeks, really, with a lot of rugged projects. And in doing that, I want to shine a light on some of the good projects, and also How do you work out whether something is good or not good? So that's the overall aim of these things. So let's start talking about Knightdom. So Knightdom launched on the 23rd of November. 23rd of November. It was a free mint, but obviously with fees, you were looking at like 0.02 for the first few phases. I think the last phase that they did cost 0.05 because they had to get some extra devs in to do it faster, because that's what the community was looking for. They are, I'd say, semi-doxed as a project. You know, there's some people, and I'll show you the website in a second. And the mint, a large number of items. So the mint actually was about 4 or 5 waves of roughly 2,500 each. So there was the whitelist first, and then there was subsequent waves where anybody could get in, and that's where I got in. So, you know, hands up here, I bought probably about 15 in wave 2 and wave 3, and I've also been playing around looking at the floors and trying to snipe some nice ones along the way. And I'll do a bit of tips and tricks. You know, here, you can beat me to the floor if you want. So as I've already said, they were 3D renders and they were made into the images. So that's really exciting for what they could do next. And quite uniquely, or fairly uniquely, on Solana, totally normal on Ethereum, but when you minted them, they were unrevealed. And if I'm honest, that was quite worrying at the time, because you got an unrevealed item, and obviously that's quite nervous. Until they started revealing them, I was quite nervous. Is this just, you know, they've put out some amazing art and actually there's just one picture and they're just going to rug us? But yeah, brilliantly, that didn't happen. I think there was definitely a couple of challenges on the whitelist. I don't know what they were. I wasn't on the whitelist. Couldn't quite understand some of the whitelist people asking about when the whitelist people were going to get another chance to mint, because the mints were still live, but maybe it was a totally free mint. I don't know. Yeah, as I say, I wasn't on the whitelist. So there was a big supply, 12,345 supply. And as I've said as well, there was a bit of FUD and a bit of nervousness during the minting and waiting for the reveal. There was a bit of, you know, people getting a little bit worried. And, you know, I myself was looking at it and going, really? This cheap? This cheap for this amazing art? How are they doing it? How are they doing it? So I suppose it's worth just having a quick look at the website. I think this is one of the one-of-ones, actually. Yeah, wish I got one of those. But as I've already talked about, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unique pieces, dark fantasy setting of the Middle Ages. Create the highest quality 3D collection on the Solana blockchain, and I think they've got very close. I think it's amazing, the art. I really do, especially at the price it's there for and the price it was minted at. And I like the last sentence, you know, committed to delivering value. So hopefully they're here for the long term. Only time will tell. And developing the universe. So as you can see, there's some pretty nice looking things here. They are all really amazing. And here's the roadmap. So prepare for the mint, server base, blah, 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 render quality, working with partners, listing. So they're up on Magic Eden, minting. Mint system is rock solid. Well, yeah, I remember someone pasting that after the slight challenges with the first mint, saying, "Oh, failed already," sort of thing. Well, yeah and no. You know, these things happen. It's a project. Things never go too well. But one thing I'd say about this project, it didn't seem to get botted out. You could get in. I've no idea where I came across it, but once I saw the art, I was really, really interested. And then this is where we are now. So, you know, the team has got a background in the gaming industry. Sorry, my head is so fuzzy after this booster jab today. But yeah, so background in the gaming industry. First project, free mint, and they'll be able to do more things. Talk about their own game or a film, and they have connections in, you know, computer graphics. So as I say, they're sort of semi-doxed in terms of these are the artists. So Blake Hill, I think, is probably the lead artist. So let's have a look at his link and some of the bits that he's got up there. So there's some nice pieces there. Just going to go back here. Eugen, ZZ Boy. Yeah, so some pretty good stuff that's been done and on their background. So yeah, and some really big names here in terms of who they've worked with before. So as you can see, when I saw this, I was really, really interested. And yeah, too good to be true was the thing that knocked about in my head. So just going back to, so what happened? So the reveal was quite gradual. I get the feeling it was probably really, really manual because of how slow it was going. Yeah, and let me just put up some comments. So from Lex, thank you. I like the team showed their names and had experience. Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. In terms of your other question there, Lex, I don't know. It would have been through many Discords. I don't think I'd have found it on my own. It would have just been being in various Discords in the Solana space. And obviously people sort of recommend stuff and then you click through, you start doing your own research, you look at the art, etc. And yeah, that's how. But yeah, I can't remember directly with this one exactly where it came from. Forgive me for the building noise from next door as well. This is really going well so far, this one. So yeah, delivery phase of it. Like I say, ignoring the drill noise, hopefully you're not getting too much of it. The reveal was quite gradual, and I must admit, when I was watching the whitelist reveal for people, I was still like, yeah, that's great. Is this really happening, or have they just done a couple of hundred and they're just, you know, revealing them and showing them off? But once mine started to reveal, I was like, oh God, this is really, really, really good. Community, so not massive on Twitter, but I'll probably come back to that. But I checked earlier and there's 5,879 people in the Discord. And this is always going to be debatable, but I think the devs have been in there and they've been active and they have been talking. They could devs could always do more for me. I think a lot of projects suffer from not communicating enough, not doing enough announcements. But I think back end of last week they said they were having a few days off, and I don't blame them after doing these reveals and what must have been a really, really challenging time actually doing the reveals manually, because it did seem to be that way. I don't blame them for taking a couple of days off, and we'll come back to more about announcements and stuff in a minute. So the price has been pretty good. I mean, early days it was sort of 0.1 Sol. Very early it was sort of sitting nicely about 0.06, and then obviously people have bought a load of them. So people have been trying to get their liquidity, and it's probably down to about mint price now. In fact, let's have a little look. So if we do look on Magic Eden here at the moment, we've got a price starting at 0.02. To be fair, it's quite a thin floor to 0.03. And if I'm honest, I still think it's underpriced, even if there's nothing but the art in this project. I still think they're pretty awesome PFPs and amazing art for, you know, 0.023 Sol. So yeah, Lex, devs have always done what they said they would do. Absolutely. Social media, yeah, definitely, I agree. There could be more, but you got the challenge there that the devs are Russian. So you got English language challenges. So I think that's something definitely that could be upped in this project for sure. There's been so many people sharing stuff on social media, and even just, you know, retweeting that stuff and commenting and stuff like that. You know, it doesn't take a lot of time, but I think that's easily sortable. You know, you got community managers in there. That could be easily sortable. So I was going to sort of say, do a couple of things here and just talk maybe about what I do, a bit of sniping, really, a bit of how do you snipe on Magic Eden, because obviously things drop all the time. So it's always worth a refresh. There you go. There's another thing dropping. Okay. So I quite like that one. So this is going to be a giveaway after this. Follow me on Twitter. This is definitely going to be a giveaway. So I'm just going to actually take this one because patina is quite rare. So I'm just going to buy it first, and then I'll potentially talk about why I'm buying this one. It's probably not the rarest, but it's on the floor and I'm going to do a giveaway with it. So there you go. I've just bought that one now. But if we just look through some of the filters, so when I'm looking at the floor, I'm going to use the filters in here. Now, I'm going to come back to this rarity stuff at the moment, but it's a good way. What you got to bear in mind with Magic Eden is these numbers that you're seeing here are the listed ones. So they're not the actual rarity, but they're probably pretty representative of the rarity. So if you wanted to have a look and say, I want the rarest eyes, you could do a filter on that and see all of those with the rare eyes. And then you could maybe chuck in a second filter and say, what about the rarest hands, which are dragon hands? And then you're sort of coming down to, okay, these are the ones with those and what the prices are. But like I say, that's not perfect by any means. So what you need to do with this project at the moment is just to combine the rarity chart that is published in the Discord. And this rarity chart is telling you the actual percentages. So you can start to look at the various traits, what the percentages are, and then start to do an assessment of trying to find some nice ones, rare ones if you want. But I've got to say, with this project, in all honesty, a lot of it is about aesthetics. It's about what you like. I'm a big fan of, and I think it's probably because I got one early on in the reveal, I'm a big fan of some of the tattoo ones. So I think they look sweet. You can see the floor is quite low at the moment in terms of those. I'm very tempted to have a look at this one. I'll be totally honest, I think I'm going to get that one. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get that one. It's got dragon hands as well. So let's take that one as well whilst we're doing it. But yeah, so that's the kind of thing I do when I'm looking at the floors. I'm looking for the rarities and seeing the bargains really that are dropped on the floor. So if you ever see any of these relics, they're the one of ones. If they're anything but stupid money, hey, jump in and buy and think later. But yeah, that's Magic Eden really, and a little bit of stuff that I do, combining, you know, looking at the chart, seeing what the rarity is, you know, I always like to look for good weapon ones. I mean, let's have a little look and see whether there's any weapon ones standing out. As very low. Well, you got Cantana at 0.03. But yeah, I'm not necessarily seeing any particular rare traits. 0.04, but I think it's steel, which isn't particularly rare. It's certainly not a bad one, but yeah, that's the kind of thing that I'm doing when I'm looking at the floor, and that's the floor as it is at the moment. I think 0.02 Sol for any of these. They're really nice looking things. It's well worth having a look. If you zoom in on the tattoos, you can see great details. Yeah, I genuinely love the tattoos. If we just pick up some of them. Yeah, they are. I mean, the art is just so detailed, so detailed. It's amazing to me that at this price how they can do it. I'm just really intrigued to see what they actually do with this, because it's 3D renders. It's just amazing what they could do. Actually, that one looks about. I'm not going to keep sniping, but I would personally be saying that's probably a reasonably decent one to pick up at 0.07. If I'm honest, not financial advice, never financial advice, absolutely not. Just got another comment there. Minted a retro tattoo, dragon hands, dragon shoulders, and flower tattoo. Yeah, nice. I got in my first batch, I got a couple of tattoo ones, and I was well chuffed. And the second batch was, yeah, much more rare, much more standard, but still beautiful, but nice one, Jay. So yeah, I mean, that's just what I play around with. Look at the rarity, look at Magic Eden. Magic Eden's pretty representative, but like I say, it is not telling you the actual rarity of stuff. It's just telling you about the ones that are listed. It's still pretty good. There's been a little change since the original video. So I showed you how you can use filters and stuff like that on Knightdom in Magic Eden. and how you can try and find rares that way and use the rarity chart that's in the Discord. But actually, some good news since the video. I actually tweeted Moonrank. Luckily, I was wearing my Friendly Frog PFP to say, hey, you know, let's get us ranked. Let's get us up on Moonrank. And because I was wearing my PFP, and the Moonrank guys are part of the Friendly Frog Discord, so big up to the Friendly Frog family out there. It's a gift that keeps on giving, and it's an amazing project that I'd always recommend you get involved in. But actually now we're up on Moonrank. So I just wanted to do a quick update about how you can look now in various ways. So I'm just going to go into Magic Eden. As before, floor price 0.0299. So you can obviously start to look at what's on the floor, but you can equally use the filters and find some things that you like. So maybe, as you know, I mentioned before, I like tattoos. So we'll pick a couple of tattoo ones and filter by that. So we've now got our set of results here. So I'm just going to use these first three as an example of combining the filtering with Moonrank. So we've got 9377 there. So I'm just going to go into Moonrank, into the Knightdom area of Moonrank, and put in 9377. And what that's going to do is give me this ranking. So this one is 6156, 9377. So 6,000, roughly 50% of the collection. Okay. 3943. So if I'm looking at buying one of these for 0.1, which is bloody good value, if I'm honest. 3943, bit of a weird one. It's in there twice, but that's fine. So it's basically 5677. So slightly better. That one's slightly better than that one ranking wise. Obviously, aesthetics are always going to be important as well. And often there's stuff that outperforms rarity traits just because of the aesthetics. There's a particular trait that people like. So it doesn't necessarily matter what the rarity is. But we're just going to check the third one there, 3978. 3978. Okay, so that one is like 3,570. So if you were looking at these three, they're both, you know, that one's 50% rarity. That one's slightly below. That one's 3,500 out of 12,000. So if you're looking at them purely on rarity factor, that one is the best buy of the three for the same money. So obviously you can do all of that. Likewise, you could still just go from here and go, I want the rarest couple of eyes and I want dragon hands because they're the rarest. And then I can assess this floor in the same way. So I'll just do that quickly. Just looking at this, we've got 9023, which is 6003, 1682. Which is 2,000, okay, and 8051, which is 4,000. So again, you've been able to see quite clearly, if you were looking at those three, which are broadly the same price, this one is by far the best bet. So 1682 is by far the best bet. So I just wanted to give a little update here. Obviously with Moonrank as well, you don't have to look in the way that I've looked. You can just put nothing in the search, and then this is showing you the actual top ones. So you can see the 5 relics, as they're called, across the top, which are 1 to 5. And then you can see the next kind of ranked ones. And you can scroll through all you want and keep going and going and going. So a couple of ways to use Moonrank, and I just want to point out the other because it's not necessarily well known. But also you can connect your wallet to Moonrank, which will then allow you to look at everything that you've got that's ranked on Moonrank and give you the rankings in there. So I'm not going to do that right now, but click on the wallet, connect your wallet, and then you will see your collection of NFTs and what they're ranked as. So that's a really useful tool. It's a bit like a Rarity Sniper with ETH products. So yeah, that was the update, really, to just say how you could use Magic Eden and Moonrank together to look at the floor. But obviously, if you're looking for a particular aesthetic, you're just relatively going to use that, and then maybe you want to check rarity. That's totally up to you. Yeah, just going back to this, which is just there to gather my thoughts, really. But digital entertainment background, English language challenges because of the Russian team. I think that can be resolved. It's not a problem. I'd love to do an AMA with some people from the team. That's probably not necessarily possible. Might be, who knows? But certainly some of the mods are able to talk, and it'll be really interesting to see what's coming. So what's coming, really is to be confirmed. Like I say, I'm really chuffed with them just by the art. Yeah, I agree, Lex. I think if you get a tattoo at 0.07, that's definitely a steal. That's why I didn't hesitate there. But yeah, I agree with you. Definitely worthwhile. So yeah, they mentioned a film and they've mentioned a game in the roadmap as possible. And there is, most importantly, an announcement due. So this was slightly, I think this was just before they said they're going to take a few days off. And to be fair, I think they absolutely deserve it. It must have been a massive amount of work and effort. Obviously, there was a couple of little challenges along the way. So just because I wouldn't be doing this, I'm building this channel. So please do feel free to like it and share it and hit subscribe. I am going to do more of these, more tips and tricks as well, sort of how you set up wallets and things like that. But yeah, I'm really intrigued for the announcement. And what's been said in the Discord at the moment is probably the time for the announcement is maybe this weekend. Obviously, that's subject to change. Who knows what they're doing in the background? If they've got it sorted, then they'll announce it, I'm sure, based on their sort of performance so far. But if they don't, so long as I still keep seeing the project team in the Discord and I still keep seeing them interacting, I'm not going to be too worried necessarily along the way. But I'm really excited for what might come. I mean, the fact of the matter is they've got 3D renders. It's almost like if they could find someone who's got a game already made and they just need 3D renders, you could almost slip straight into a game. Obviously, if it's building your own game, that's a big task, but who knows where they are? I mean, nobody knows at the moment. But like I say, I still like it for the art alone, and I still think it's underpriced for the art alone. Obviously, people are still selling them, and that's perfectly normal. I think everyone wants to get into a project that 10x is overnight, and the reality is that isn't sustainable to do that. You can pump projects to do that, and then they'll come back down. But if you want to deliver value, you've got to do it in a more sustainable way by delivering value, I think. The final thing I wanted to touch on is the latest update. So as I mentioned in the video, there was an announcement being touted at the time, and I just wanted to pick up on that announcement that's come. As is pretty normal with these projects, the announcement of an announcement has led to an announcement of another announcement coming, which I totally understand because things are being developed. But it looks like there's another collection. They look pretty sick. The talk is that they're going to be even sicker than the current collection, which I don't know. I'll be blown away. I'm totally blown away. But as you can see, the project lead, Kanar, has been in there. So they've done a huge amount of work, this team. They had a couple of days off. They've done a huge amount of work. It's amazing. And they're talking now about some kind of Christmas gift, something mind-blowing. Stay tuned. So as I say, I'm so excited about that because, to be honest, I think the collection is mind-blowing already. And if this is even more so, I'm going to be, I'll be blown out of the water. So definitely something to keep your eye on. All sorts of talk around potential in the Discord, but no real information. But yeah, people talking about burning some of the existing collection to get this new collection. Who knows? It's all speculation, but fundamentally, this looks like a project team that's going to keep on delivering, just as they have already. They've delivered everything they said. So that's the update. Please do follow me on Twitter, send me DMs. Please do leave comments on the video, feedback. It's brilliant. Like and subscribe to the channel if you can, if you like it. And hopefully we'll have some more at some point to tell you. And maybe we'll even have the team at some point and some Twitter spaces going with them. Yeah, all massively still positive. I absolutely love this collection. Yeah, just some final thoughts, and I'll just double check comments and stuff like that. If anyone's got any, feel free to throw them in and I'll try and bring them up. Yeah, I genuinely think the art is cool. You can look at the floor all day, and if I had the money, I'd have 12,345 of them. The team has delivered everything they've said. There's been a couple of minor hiccups, but nothing really. And they do keep on engaging and delivering. They've not gone missing in the Discord. Yeah, potential-wise, yeah. Art-wise, I still think it's massively undervalued. I think I've seen stuff on Ethereum that's probably 1 ETH and upwards, you know, for not as good art. In a similar vein, though, you know, same sort of proper 3D style. And yeah, if something happens, if something good gets announced, wow, the potential is amazing, I think. And as I've shown earlier, demonstrably, I think you keep your eye on the market and you can still find some decent ones that are dropped there. So my thoughts, and they've got an active channel in the Discord about what we think people should do. Well, for a start, I think Moonrank, you know, you can get on Moonrank, give them literally the machine's IDs, and they'll basically do the rarity for you. I think the picture isn't probably good enough. I think we need something better, and that will help people with the market and make it easier for people that don't want to be like cross-referencing and trying to work out what's good. So yeah, that would be dead easy to do. I think Lex has mentioned it. More social media presence, definitely. You know, even just making sure you're retweeting the community tweets and contributing to them. All of those sorts of things I think are so important. Twitter is where people are. Please do follow me. I will be doing that giveaway afterwards. So do follow me. Oh my God, the television's come on now. Jesus, everything's going wrong in this. Yeah, more social media. I'd love to see some AMA sessions in spaces, or even community sessions in spaces, and Discord as well. But I prefer doing it on Twitter so we can make more people aware of, you know, the project, the art, and what's going on. Because obviously Discord is those that are already engaged. So I think there's a space for both of those sessions, but definitely getting some of those community spaces on. Doing a few giveaways. I think I've given away 3 now over the last weekend. I'm going to do a 4th one. I think if the team has got some, then doing some community giveaways and Twitter giveaways. And I'm always going to say this about every project, even though they're really good and they're doing announcements, there are gaps between announcements. And personally, I'd like to see the team doing an announcement a day, even if that announcement is saying, sorry, we said this, that's been a little bit delayed, blah, blah, blah. I just think in a space where there are so many crap projects giving people a bad name, it just builds confidence in the community that things are still going on. And it's all well and good to interact in the chat, but, you know, people who are looking at loads of projects probably have loads of Discords. What do? They drop in and they look and they see the announcement tab, go and have a look at it. When was the last announcement? Oh, 2-3 days ago. Oh, this feels dead. So yeah, that's just my thoughts and recommendations. None of them are severely critical or actually, you know, me saying this project isn't good, because I think what they've achieved in this project has been absolutely outstanding so far. And I just think they're tweaks and things that could really help us grow. So overall, I think you can probably tell I really love this project. I've got a load of them. I'm not trying to shill my bag here at all. I'm the sort of collector that collects. I'm a decent buyer. I'm a terrible seller because I get, you know, I like what I'm buying and then I don't really want to sell it. So this is a great project, and I think there's value alone. Even if nothing else happens, I think the art is worth more than the floor price at the moment. And I think for anyone that hasn't seen it before, it would be really worthwhile you doing your own research, having a look around the Discord, having a look at the art, seeing what you think. Don't go on anyone else's recommendation, because this space is full of people that are trying to shill your stuff and pump and dump. But go and have a look. This is a great project. I love it. I love the art. I love the potential of where it could go. Who knows? Like I say, I wouldn't be terribly disappointed with what I've got if they can't pull off the next steps. But I've got to be honest, so far, I agree with the comment earlier from Lex. I think, you know, what they've said is what they've done. Sometimes it's taken a tiny bit longer than they've said, but they've actually delivered. And yeah, I think everyone was a bit like, this is too good to be true, and looking for the problem. And I just don't think we've found it at the moment. And I think, yeah, so that's my assessment. I plan to do more of these. Some of them are going to be sessions like this. Some of them are going to be with projects and other people in the space who can bring knowledge. Some of them are going to be about tips and tricks. I hope it's been useful. Just checking that there's no more comments or anything. But yeah, apologies, I'm a bit fuzzy, but hopefully that's been okay. Have a look at the project, get in the Discord, see what you think. Yeah, I didn't mention. I didn't think I didn't bring in my Soul Parasite, but I was going to give a shout out to Soul Parasites. I think they're incredibly fun, and I've been running some of my nights with the Soul Parasite, because they basically mutate a version of your knight, and yeah, they're just awesome. So I'd also say have a little look at Soul Parasites. They're on Magic Eden as well. Stick them in your wallet with another NFT, and they're gonna mutate it every day for you, so you can keep swapping stuff in the wallet and see what they do to your NFT. They don't damage your NFT, they change and do it. So yeah, Knightdom, great project, love it, brilliant art, great team, great community. Couple of things to pick up, but I'm really bullish about where this might go, and I'm really happy with where it is. So thank you, everyone. I'm not seeing anything more in the chat, so I'm just going to end the broadcast. Please do share it around. You know, if you're in the community, share it with people. Let's get more people in the community. Let's build the community. Let's make it even better, and let's see where we can go together. Who knows? Who knows? This one's pretty interesting. All right. See you next time. Bye. One more thing I wanted to add, which I forgot, and it wouldn't be a review without mentioning the challenges as well as the good things. So one of the challenges that I see is royalties. At the moment, I think the first 3 batches are at 25% royalties. And I totally understand why, because the art is amazing. It must have taken a huge amount of effort and work. It was basically a free mint, or as close to a free mint as can be. The second couple of, the last couple of batches, I believe, are at 20% royalties. I think those royalties are really high, and I think they affect resales and volumes and things like that. I have a problem straight away that I don't like the fact that some of the collection is 25 and some is 20. I think that's wrong, and I think that should be sorted out. And I believe it's perfectly possible to change the royalties, updating the metadata of the collection, and you can change the royalties and put it right. So there is no problem with changing it. So like I say, I think it's a bit high. Doesn't take anything away from how much I love this project, but I think probably it stifles income. I don't think it's a good business decision, and I'll come on to that in a second as well. And I don't like the fact that it's different for different parts of the collection at the moment. So yeah, just thought I wanted to update that for true balance. And the one thing that I wanted to point out as well, so I've messed around in a spreadsheet here basically and looked at the current volume, and the current volume on the market is about 170 SOL that's been sold through secondary. And based on roughly, I split the difference, so I went for 22.5%. I don't know exactly where the numbers are in terms of batches as to how much are 25, how much are 20, but basically that will generate 42.5 SOL for the team. So then I started to play around with the numbers. So 170 at 25% generates 42 SOL. 188 at 22.5 generates exactly the same amount. If you did 213 volume, the whole collection at 20% would generate the same amount. And if you did 283 volume, you could make the whole collection 15%. So the truth of the matter is just a 12.5% increase in volume more than offsets the difference in royalties if they make the whole collection 20%. I'd really like to see it 15% ideally, and really try and, stimulate the market. As I say, it's not a problem and it's not a criticism. It's just something I think that potentially is stifling growth at the moment. I totally understand this quality of art at this price is insane anyway. But I just want to see the project grow. So I think it's something worth thinking about. Certainly the whole collection should be 20 if some of it is. I would like to see them going to 15, and I think you would get more than that level of growth in volume if it was. And so a really positive story as well about the project doing that, I think. So that was my little bit that I wanted to update about that I forgot to mention. There's a lot of talk in the Discord, and people sort of, people agree, people disagree. There's varying views, but I just wanted to come from a purely financial case here, and I think there's definitely an argument to get it all to 20% at the very least.